Okay. So before I get to calls. No, let me get to calls. I'm too thrown off not to start off with calls. You don't want me all scatterbrained hake. Mark in Los Angeles, California is on the line. Mark, thank you for calling.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
The reason I called is because I wanted your audience and yourself to contrast the difference between the Riley Laken funeral over the weekend in Athens, Georgia, where thousands of mostly white mourners came to show their respect to her for the way she was brutally murdered by a savage. Now, I wanted you and your audience...
This is the woman... Hold on, let me interrupt to explain who Riley Laken is. As I understand it, I haven't really reported much on it, but this is the gal who was going to University of Georgia in Augusta, and she was attending that university, a young woman, white, I guess, and she was murdered by an illegal alien. And she was missing for some time, and she was murdered. And so thousands attended her funeral, huh? Did they know her personally, or were they just...
Well, I'm sure some of them did. I don't know. But it spanned the crowd on the news. It showed, the mourners mourning her in a peaceful, Christian, white way. And I want your audience to contrast that with the reaction from the death of George Floyd in 2000. They burned half of America down over what was probably not even a murder.
Yeah, I know. It definitely... Well, my opinion, it was not.
Mine also.
Yeah.
But yet look at the contrast between white Gentile people mourning for one of their own who was murdered by a third world savage versus a policeman trying to do his job, fighting a savage, fighting a criminal, and who had to use force to stop him. Now, I think everybody should look at that and see the difference between the way whites react to one of theirs being murdered versus the way the other group acts when one of theirs is brought, and I know you don't like this term, but when the other one is brought to justice street style. Whether you want to call it brought to justice or not, George Floyd had been in court many times. He'd been in trouble many times, and he wasn't getting justice in the courtroom. So whatever you want to call it, brought to justice or whatever, the main idea of this call is to contrast the way whites react to one of theirs being brutalized by third world savages versus the way the other group acts when one of theirs is what I call being brought to justice. And that's really all I have, to say on that.
Okay. Riley Laken or Laken, Laken, right?
Yeah, I think it was in Athens, Georgia. You said Augusta, but you might be right. I don't know. Maybe they're neighboring towns.
Oh.
But in the interview,
maybe her hometown was Athens. Who knows? Yeah, I really didn't keep up with the story. In the interview, what?
Well, the mayor was interviewed. He's white, of Athens, and he was getting booed. He was trying to blame Trump.
Oh,
this
Lord.
bozo, this jerk of a mayor. He's a Democrat, of course.
Why would he? Wait. He was trying to blame. What was the context of him trying to blame Trump? Was he politicking, or was he doing a funeral, or was he?
No, he was just giving an interview to the press, and there were citizens from Athens in the audience, and they were booing him relentlessly. He tried to blame Trump, saying that Trump had vilified these newcomers, as the communist term is now. They're newcomers. According to the commies, they were trying to gaslight us. And I don't think that this mayor used that term, but I wanted to put that term out because that's what Mayorkas, Biden, and the rest of the white haters that run our government
are
calling these invaders.
I enjoyed seeing a post on X of a video of Trump purportedly saying, because I didn't hear it, saying, oh, the new word just broke, it's newcomers. You have to use the term newcomers, otherwise the DOJ, you will be indicted by the Justice Department.
Yeah, That's true. They come up with this last week,
Right.
the end of last week. But the mayor was trying to say, well, because Trump used rhetoric against these illegal aliens, he wasn't even able to finish his sentence before the crowd just started calling him a liar and booing him and saying he had blood on his hands. It was beautiful. The people are waking up.
You know, I differ with you a little bit on this waking up thing, because I don't think that they are waking up. I think that they're angry, and that's not awakening, because they are kind of writhing in pain because they see their country going away, and there's nothing they can do about it. So they're angry and griping, and there's going to be a little bit of action done. If Trump gets in office, he can do a little bit to help with this illegal alien problem. But
mass deportation.
Yeah, that would be great. But these people who are, although the whites are better behaved outwardly than the blacks when they're if they identify with a victim, which you shouldn't do anyway, they are still falling for the anger, just like the blacks are.
I don't think so. I didn't see any anger in that funeral, at that morning of the Laken girl. Everybody was peaceful. There was no outside signs of anger. The anger is with the other group. It's a false, equivalency.
I'm not calling it.
They're angry. Well, they should be angry.
They shouldn't.
But they're not. They didn't display anger. They didn't riot.
No, I'm saying they shouldn't.
The police.
Yeah, but you can be emotional. You can be emotionally caught up. That's my point.
Wouldn't be. If you're normal, you would be.
No, but you're
going to burn the city down.
No, but burning the city down is not the only evil. When you're emotionally caught up, you're going to be a sucker for some phony politician who comes up and pretends like he's with Trump and going to save the day, which a lot of posers have come up and pretended like they're with Trump and they're with America and they're truly America first. And I saw a whole lot of devils nitpicking and napping and alienating other people over the use of some dumb term like migrant or whatever. And if you're overreacting to that, you're only alienating and spreading more hatred. You're part of the problem.
Well, the people that were mourning the Laken girl are not, I repeat, are not part of the problem.
You might be right. I didn't see them.
Good guys.
I questioned that there was such a crowd, though.
No, it was on TV. They showed all the
No.
people.
I'm not saying I questioned that there was such a crowd. I'm saying I questioned the reasoning behind such a crowd going to this girl's funeral.
Respect for a murdered white woman.
I know, but why thousands? There's murders all the time. I think that they're caught up. They're caught up and used by the news. Even if.
Well, I think they were just showing respect for the victim of third world migrant crime. That's what I think.
It's symbolic.
Well, yeah, I would have went to the funeral.
So it's not about her. It's not about the. So it's not about the girl herself, the young woman herself. It's about the principle of the thing.
Yeah, the principle is we had a guy here who didn't belong here.
Right.
He beat her to death where she was unrecognizable. And he had been arrested a couple times before on other crimes, and he's still here.
Yeah,
if
it's ridiculous.
That isn't enough to get you,
It's definitely. I'll tell you what. It's definitely a slap in the face that these people are here and able to do things like this. The liberal liars will say, "Oh, immigrants commit less crime."
That's a lie.
And they're lumping in the illegals with the regular immigrants because regular immigrants, you better mind your P's and Q's if you want to be here. You're here as a guest, and also I kind of doubt it anyway because they don't have the same mindset of obeying and loving the law. They don't have the spirit of the law within them. Yeah. They
are evil. The other thing, I'll say it real quick and I'll get off your phone.
Okay.
The girl, if you want to call her that, the female Negro that hit the cellist in New York subway, you've seen that maybe on TV. They showed it. She just walked up and brained him with a foreign object for no reason, just white hatred. and they caught her. Huh?
I'm not familiar with this story.
Okay, this happened a couple of weeks ago on the subway.
So a black young woman underage probably hit somebody from behind, sucker punched somebody with an object.
Not sucker punch. She hit a guy in the back of the head. She brained him. They refer to it as braining someone.
When you hit him with a pipe or something?
Yes, and he was a cellist.
What's a cellist? Oh, a cellist, meaning he was playing the bass violin, cello thing.
I think so, something like that. He was playing an instrument, and it was very beautiful. I mean, he's a professional musician. He's doing it for free. You know, they're not, and it's just to take away from the stress of the subway. And this vicious animal, this thing that should have been, well, I'm not going to say it. She came up to him from behind and smacked him in the head for no reason. There was no reason, and she ran. They caught the devil, took her to court, and a black woman judge freed her with no bail.
For the sake of my channel, I disavowed all dehumanizing language, but I know your point. It's unfortunately that we have to, that we can't speak like normal people nowadays.
What did I say?
You said animal and devil and stuff like that.
Well, we're all animals under the, scientific term.
Under their thinking. I know, but but you're not saying it like we are like her.
No.
Right.
But we all fall under that category.
I know. So that's just like an excuse. This is partly what I was talking to you about anyway, because you say stuff out of like a vicious, angry, resentful spirit, and it can get my show in trouble, man.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you want to be self-controlled. Even no matter how out of control these people are, you remain self-controlled. You can still we should still be able to defend ourselves. I agree with you. I'm not saying roll over, but I'm saying don't hate. You know how you're talking about we should be angry about these evil things happening. We should act rightly to stop it, but we should not be inwardly frustrated about the evil in the world. That's the Bible says not to be. The Bible says not to be distressed or shocked at the evil in the world.
Well, I would agree, but I mean, if the right thing to do, as you say, would be to deport the man, if you want to call it that, who attacked.
No, we shouldn't deport him. We should put him. That's either like capital punishment or jail and make him work for the rest of his days or something like that.
You're right. I misspoke there. Yeah, he should be either put to death or put in prison. But the other 10 million that have come in under Biden, how many potential murderers are amongst them? How many terrorists are amongst them? And the gotaways. We're not even talking about the gotaways.
Yeah. You know what? I have to cut you off because I have a caller who wants to talk to you, and I'm not sure if you want to talk to him. John in Kentucky.
Wait a minute. Is he the guy about the War of 1812?
No, this is a black Hebrew Israelite guy.
Oh, great. Okay, put him on.
Okay. Kentucky John, you're live with Mark in Los Angeles.
I talked to this man before.
You may have. I don't think that he was the one who was crazy with you that much. Go ahead.
Okay.
We talked once, and you kind of went off the rails. You got kind of angry.
No, I don't think I did, but go ahead.
No, man, that situation that happened with you said illegal immigrant murdering a white girl.
Right.
Are you guys supposed to go and forgive him? Like Jesse said?
After he's executed. We could forgive him after he's executed. The Christian way.
That's the Christian way? Killing him because he killed somebody?
And I'm a Christian. He killed a girl for no reason. He should die for that.
Mark, John in Kentucky, I'm curious. You're a Hebrew Israelite. Are you happy that I left off black?
Yeah.
And so under the Israelite Old Testament law, I believe that some of these crimes call for capital punishment, meaning putting the person to sleep,
death,
if you will.
All right.
So do you agree with that? Do you agree with that punishment?
I agree. That's for Israelites.
Yeah.
And also, every time one of these crooked cops kills one of these black kids, I think they should be killed too.
What if it's a justified killing?
Derek Chauvin, he ought to get a medal. He didn't do anything wrong. The jury was
Derek
pressured.
Chauvin should be shot between
Oh,
the eyes.
whoa,
Well,
John in
that's what
Kentucky.
you said.
Hey, you want to? You find my channel somewhat entertaining.
Out of respect.
Thank you. But so do you believe that Chauvin actually M-worded, murdered George Floyd? Because what if it was a justified killing?
I don't think he intentionally meant for the guy to die. I think he wanted him to suffer in that moment. But he ended up dying, so you got to pay the consequences. And that's what he's doing now.
What
about Esau? Or wait, not Esau. Cain.
Mark, be quiet for a second.
Cain killed Abel. God did not kill Cain.
Hank, I don't know. Look, man, I don't know, man. We're talking about Derek Chauvin, man. I don't know in that situation. I don't think that's the same.
Right, but isn't it interesting that God did not kill Cain, the first murderer?
Hey.
Yeah.
Can I ask him that question I wanted to ask him last week?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
About his IQ.
Okay.
Now, Mark, I'm a black man, and I don't claim to be the smartest person in the world. You claim that overall whites are more intellectual or smart, or however you want to say it.
Well,
I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, well, here's your IQ test. What color is your skin?
I'm a white man.
So you see what I'm saying, Hake?
Yeah.
He thinks the color.
No. He does not think that.
He
does not think that, but he's not answering your question.
I
that's what he thinks. I asked him a simple question.
He didn't ask you your race, Mark. He asked you the color of your skin, the actual color of your skin.
Okay, it's a ridiculous question, but I'll say olive.
Thank you. Olive
skin.
Hey, it's an IQ question, and you
in
got
a
it
sense,
wrong.
No, I didn't.
Okay, what does that say about his IQ?
Just compare just take the overall scores of Negroes versus white on IQ tests.
That means when he looks at his skin, he thinks it's white. That's what that means. That's the stupidest thing in the world, right? And a lot of white people think that way.
I think that's a gotcha. I don't know that you know that whites are thinking that way.
It's a meaningless question.
Yeah, I agree, but it was interesting.
How stupid Mark was. I just wanted to show how stupid Mark was. I knew what he was going to say.
Yeah.
Can I ask this?
I knew he was going to say white.
Okay.
Yeah, but say it respecting the terms of service of YouTube and Facebook, etc. Thanks.
Ask me the question. I want to hear.
Yeah, why did your people burn half America down when George Floyd, the drunken drug addict criminal, was brought to justice?
What? First of all, John in Kentucky, was that your people who did that?
It was black.
Right.
They were black.
They were black, but were they his people? I'm asking.
It was really 50-50, white and black.
So were they your people though? Those blacks who participated, were they your people?
If they were black and Hispanic, Native American, they're my people, but they're not.
All right.
There you go.
So now answer why they did it, if you know.
First of all, that's another part of his IQ. They did not burn down half of America. I guess he's being sarcastic.
No, exaggerating, perhaps. Exaggeration, perhaps. But
yeah,
why did they do that?
Not half of America.
Why did they burn it?
You know, I can't give a direct answer. No matter what goes on. Hold up, I'm giving my answer. No matter what, I speak for myself. I don't know why somebody would go out and burn down their cities based on how they feel they're being treated by people like Mark. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. I can't answer that question.
Okay. I know, of course you can't. Here's another question.
I'm not blaming it on you, Mark. What are you talking about?
You just said it's my fault.
No, he did not say it's your. He did not say it's your fault, Mark. He said that. He said
people like me.
No. He said, I don't know why my people or whatever, why anybody would overreact. I don't know if he said overreact, but would react in that way to burn stuff down in reaction to the way people like Mark are treating my people or whatever.
Not treating anybody.
Right, come on, Mr. IQ. Get it right, Mr. IQ. Hey, got it right.
He didn't say you personally are, but people like you are allegedly treating people like him a certain way.
I have a.
But you know what I feel, Hake?
Say again?
I feel like all that stuff is coming to a head, man. Like all that racial stuff that's been going on for hundreds of years. I think it's coming to a head. And this next generation under me, I don't think they're going to care about race. I just think they want to have good lives.
Are you in your are you in your like low 30s or high 30s or late 20s?
I'm about to be in my 40s.
Okay, because when in my generation, where I was, did not care about the race thing.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious.
As long as black people stayed in their place, then
actually the poor kids, the poor bad kids who came to my 7th and 8th grade class, they cared about race. But the
white, you talking about the poor whites?
No, I'm talking about the quote unquote poor Asians and Hispanics. The Hispanics especially, the bad Hispanic kids, the bad kids, they cared about race.
Okay. I have two quick questions. First of all,
right.
Is that group he's in? Are they separatists? They want to separate the race.
Yes.
Okay, wait, that's one. And I know I got to get these questions in quick before I get cut off. And the other comment, basically, or question, I'll put this as a question to my genius friend here. Can you name one country that's black dominated? Wait a minute. That whites are safe in, one black dominated country anywhere on the globe where whites can be safe in that country. Okay, first, are you separatists?
Baltard.
Yeah.
Yes, we're separatists, just like you. Just like you want to be.
You're a separatist.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think everything will be better. Hey, I agree with you.
Why don't you just leave?
Mark, he's not going to hang up on you, Mark.
Well, I don't know. Why don't you just leave if you feel this way? If you're a separatist, why don't you go back to wherever you want to go and get out of here?
Well, see, that's the way I feel about you, Mark. Why don't you go back to where you come from and all that?
We built this country, and you're burning it down.
Listen, blacks,
whites
blacks from Africa. Listen, blacks and Native Americans were here before your people got here. So why don't you? Why do you start the race where you guys created the 13 colonies or whatever, however y'all set it up? Why do you start the race right there? Why don't you start it before y'all got here?
Our ability to create a civilization started when the Mayflower got here. When Christopher Columbus discovered America, that was the start of what's called the New World. Okay,
where's Christopher Columbus at now?
We have the greatest country in the history of the world, and you're trying to destroy it. So
where's Christopher Columbus at now? Mr. IQ, where's he at now?
I guess he's in heaven.
He's in heaven.
Yeah,
man,
of course.
You think a person that lives the way he lives is in heaven?
Yeah, his power came from God, just like President Trump.
Oh my goodness!
Where your
boy, you are delusional.
I think
you are delusional.
You guys are getting power from the other guy.
Mark, you're delusional. Somebody who comes to somebody else's land and acts like they're friends, and then turns their back and starts to murder them and take all the things from them. You don't go to heaven from that right there.
We built the greatest country in history.
No. Hey, hold on, Mark. Correct his understanding of history of what Columbus did.
Columbus discovered America, the New World. Okay. And
no, he said we know that, but he said that he acted like he's the friends of the American Indians, and then turned around and murdered them.
He didn't murder anybody. Christopher Columbus.
I don't know whether he murdered anybody or not.
He just came over here as a good man and said, "Give me your land," and they gave it to him.
Did he say that? Show me that where that's in history.
No, I'm asking. Hey, he's in HE double hockey sticks right now. That's where he's at. He's not in heaven.
I don't know. Okay. You're not God that you can say that, John.
Well, they think they're God.
I know based on the life you live. Based on the life you live, it determines whether you're going to heaven or hell.
I know, but maybe, but you don't know how Columbus lived. You only know the Howard Zinn communist propaganda of fake history. It sounds like.
I only know he wiped out a whole race of people. Is all I know.
I doubt that.
No, not
that's
true.
What I know.
Again, more lies.
But
my question is: do you accept Jesus as your personal savior?
Man, I'm not answering that question from you. I don't even like the way that sounds coming out of your mouth.
Where the hell you're going?
I don't even like the way that sounds coming out of your mouth. It sounds like something evil.
No, I accept Jesus. That's evil? Accepting Jesus is evil?
No,
now we know who you are.
Listen, Mark.
No, he's saying it differently from what you're saying, Mark. He's not saying.
No, it's a simple question. Do you accept
No,
Jesus
but it's
Christ as your personal Savior?
He doesn't like how it sounds coming out of your mouth for some interesting reason.
Why am I supposed to say it?
Because he's evil, man. You know.
So what's happening, Mark, is that John has a judgment on you as being evil. Oh, so John left, but so I don't know. He had to leave. He's a working man, but he has a judgment on you as an evil person. So it sounds sick to him hearing an evil person talking about Christ or Jesus or whatever.
Yeah, but he doesn't accept him anyway.
How do you know that?
He wouldn't answer the question.
If he doesn't answer the question, that doesn't mean that he doesn't accept him.
Jews by definition don't accept. Of course, I don't think he's really a Jew, but whatever he calls himself.
No, that's not true. Jews by definition, some of them, the true Jews, do accept Jesus.
Well, yeah, you mean like the Jews?
Because he's their king.
They're a small, tiny minority.
Yeah, and he might be part of that minority. I'm laughing because John from Kentucky might be part of the minority of the elect, the true chosen remnant of God's chosen people who also believe in God and His Son.
You mean that you're describing this guy that I just talked to?
I'm playfully teasing that may be the case. Who knows?
I doubt it. Have you ever seen these guys?
Maybe he will repent.
Street?
Oh no, I've met some Black Hebrew Israelites, and some of them are nasty, like you're saying, but some of them are quite kind, just like, and they might have some anger and some mistaken beliefs, but they're no different from you and me.
Well, you know what I can't understand is, the FBI's hassling Catholics, the FBI's hassling January 6 people, but they won't go after a group like this. Like this guy is a part of. They're not investigating them.
They do kind of go after the Black Hebrew Israelites. They call them Black Identity, something like that. That happened under Trump, I think.
That. Christopher Wray bowing down to Cory Booker in the Senate admitted in a hearing.
Extremists.
Ray did. FBI Director Wray said that they no longer keep tabs on the Black Identity
extremists
people.
Yeah, Black Identity extremists.
Right.
Yeah.
The FBI no longer keeps tabs on them.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised because the FBI is more anti-white and liberal than anything. They're not about the truth.
No,
but but the Black Hebrew Israelites are not the primary threat to whites or anybody when it comes to blacks. They're not even really a threat to Jewish people or anybody. They yell and shout and say stuff, but only occasionally do they come out with some violence. It's kind of like the whites, the white identity, quote unquote, extremists. Rarely do they do anything violent.
I don't even know who they are.
The whites, the white identity extremists. I'm just using.
Who are they?
Huh?
Who are they?
That one guy.
Oh, one guy. One guy.
No, there's a few out there, but they don't tend to do anything either. They tend to be nonviolent as well.
Ranks, I think there's some sick minds, and I think they could be. I'm not talking about them as a group, but in their group, amongst them, I think there are potential murderers and killers.
Oh yeah, I mean it's happened.
I can't prove it, but they some of their people are in jail.
Oh yeah, no, one of them killed Martin Luther King's mother.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has this phony group been around anyway?
I think since they came around like after slavery. I want to say.
I never started noticing them until about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or hearing about it.
And it's greatly exploded with the internet, just like the flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, but I look at them as a threat. They're loudmouths. They block the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And if you're a white person walking by, they'll talk stuff to you.
They're definitely aggressive in that way, but physical attacks, most of them try to be a little bit better behaved than to do physical attacks.
Well, you never know. Again, amongst their ranks, who knows what's in there.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's close out with John in Kentucky. His phone had dropped. John in Kentucky, last word. Last word.
Oh, okay. I just want to say, Black Hebrew Israelites, however y'all want to call us,
Yeah.
we don't go out and commit crime. We are family oriented. We have businesses, and we're about loving our people and just being good people. We don't go out and do foolishness. The stuff y'all call foolishness.
Well, who killed Martin Luther King's? Was it his mother or father?
It was a Black Hebrew Israelite who allegedly killed Martin Luther King Jr.'s mother, according to Big Bump reporting.
So he's not allegedly.
Yeah,
he was convicted.
Yeah.
I think he was.
That's one.
Okay.
That's one, and he went rogue.
The one that we know of. One that we know of.
There's going to be a violent person in any group, of course. I don't care about that.
No, but my question is, why is the FBI?
But John in Kentucky, he just said that a lot of Black Hebrew Israelites stand on the corners and verbally harass, let's call it, if you want to use a woman word, the whites.
If you want to use it.
Yeah,
I saw some BHIs making a Jewish man cry in New York, talking about the Holocaust.
Everybody's not in the same group, by the way.
Right, I know.
So we don't take.
Well, how are we supposed to know who's who? And I got another question for this guy.
Really don't even matter.
I gotta end. I gotta wrap it up. But
no,
nice.
I'm good. You wrap it up whenever.
Thank you, John in Kentucky. Nice talking with you, man. Take care.
All
right, bye. Mark in Los Angeles. Good talking with you, man.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye. Isn't that silence nice?